Let's chat and play with makeup. So I did buy makeup this month, but I bought one thing and I stuck with my rule. Can you guess what it is? It's a bit cruel of me to ask that actually, because this product isn't a new release or anything. And it isn't even something that I've mentioned before that I've been really wanting, so I don't expect you to guess. I will show it to you shortly here, just getting my face ready. So this month I bought this foundation from SISLEY. It is their Phyto-Teint Nude foundation. And I have mine in the shade 1W Cream. And this really fits the bill of what I'd been wanting recently, because I was really enjoying using the Chanel Water Fresh tint, but just wanted something with a teensy bit more coverage so I didn't have to use as much of the Chanel Water Fresh tint. So let me show you the consistency. It's very watery, so you can see how runny it is there. So then I'll just get half of it on my brush and leave the rest on my hand here. And it just goes on so seamlessly. It's really easy to apply, which is really nice, especially before work when I don't have, a lot of time to customize my shade and I just want to put something on that's reliable and go. Okay, so this is the side with the foundation on, just one sheer layer. And this is the side without. So this is just so skin-like. It feels really nourishing but lightweight on the skin at the same time. I really enjoy it. And then by the time I get to my nose, I just use whatever's left on my brush, which isn't much because I don't like a lot of foundation on my nose. And just brush it all out. And it just offers that touch more coverage than the Chanel Water Fresh tint, which is what I was going for. Now, as soon as I tried the samples I had of this, I knew I wanted this foundation, so I planned on going to Holt Renfrew after work and purchasing it and coming home. And as I was walking to Holt Renfrew, I thought of you all and I thought, okay, I'm going in, just buying the foundation and leaving, but I had this really cheeky grin on my face as I was walking because I was feeling in a very spendy mood. You know exactly the mood I'm talking about, right? Where you're just like, oh, I just feel like grabbing one of these and one of these and maybe get a couple of these. And I felt like getting a haul rather than just one item. So I walked in knowing like, okay, have tunnel vision, just go in, get what you want and get out. But, of course that didn't happen, so I went in. Okay, so I'm in Holt Renfrew, and I am feeling spendy. I just want to get the SISLEY foundation and get out, but that's not what's going to happen. I'm going to want to make an event out of it, and I'm going to want to look at stuff. So let's see how I do. I looked at the different shades of foundation and decided which one I wanted. And the lady goes to me, oh, do you want anything else? And I looked around and just went, no. Feeling quite accomplished and thinking, okay, that's it. We're doing it. We're doing this. Born Blushing is succeeding here. But then as I'm paying, the sales associate says, oh, if you buy one full size of our new ecological compounds, you get a free full size of the Black Rose mask. And I swear it's the gift with purchase thing that gets me, and I felt it in my heart. I thought, ooh, there's an opportunity that almost sounds too good to refuse. But that was what my shopping brain said. It's not what my rational mind was saying. The more rational thing to do is to spend nothing and to walk out just with the thing I planned on going there for. So I admit I did pause for a second, contemplating this opportunity, but I resisted and I said, nope, thank you very much, but that's all for today. And I proceeded to make my purchase of that one item. Now I wish I could tell you that that's where the story ended, that I just purchased my one item, following my rule of one beauty purchase a month and then just carrying on with my day. But of course, that isn't what happened. Come on, we all know this. As you know, in a previous video, I mentioned I was extremely tempted by Guerlain's red ballerina shade in one of their lipsticks. So after purchasing my SISLEY foundation, I pranced over to the Guerlain counter. And I know the sales associates are just doing their job, but whenever I'm looking at stuff, I really wish that sometimes they would just leave me be, because when they talk to me and we chat and they show me things, I don't know if you feel this way, but sometimes I feel compelled, like, oh, I should buy something now because they spent all this time talking to me, and I just want to remove that feeling of obligation, even though it's all my own doing. So anyway, I'm at the Go Long counter, and then I find Red Ballerina. I see it, and you know what? It was much more beautiful in my head than in person. And don't get me wrong, it was a really pretty shade, but I much prefer the shades I already have. And what is the name of the shade? Berry Alchemy? I think I much prefer that shade than Red Ballerina, so that was a relief. Again, very pretty shade, and I didn't try it on my lips or anything. I just swatched it on my hand. That might have been a whole other situation. I also remember looking at it and thinking, oh, I can come up with something like this at home. You know, it's not something so unique where I just have to have it right now because it feels such a void. So that was a big relief. That felt like a win, but I wish I didn't feel compelled to walk over there in the first place, because what if I did really like it? It's just like walking into fire. I'm just subjecting myself to more torture of, hey, here is something you really do want, but you can't have it now. And I fully knew what I was doing, you know? I just thought, no, I have to see it. I have to see it in person. Like, does it live up to what I've created in my mind? And thankfully it didn't, but what if it was even better than what I'd already imagined? I also walked by the Hermes counter and glanced over at their lipstick section, but thankfully they don't even show the real lipsticks on the counter. They have these plastic imitations, and then you have to talk to the, salesperson behind the counter to look at a lipstick, and I just did not want to enter that danger zone, because then I know I definitely would have felt more obligated to buy something after, show me this shade, show me that shade. Oh, can you show me this shade too? It's just, I really don't like that. So I am happy to report that I did only buy one makeup item this month, but it was a slippery slope where I did flirt with some temptations, but it wasn't even a matter of resisting them. It's just they turned out not to be what I thought they would be. Because I also walked over to the Byredo counter and I did look at the new eyeshadow palette, which hasn't tempted me. I was just curious to look at it. And the mascara I talked about, I think it's called Mixed Emotions, Unstated Emotions. I think it's Unstated Emotions, perhaps. And I thought, oh no, I'm never gonna wear this mascara. This was definitely a fantasy self thing. So I am very happy with the SISLEY foundation. I'm thrilled that that's the only makeup purchase I made this month. I feel really good about that, and I am really enjoying using it. It definitely fills a hole in my collection in terms of having a really lightweight coverage base or foundation product, and that is the right shade, especially during the winter months. I will admit to you though, my obsession seems to have shifted, and I'm now living in the fragrance wonderland. And it certainly hasn't gotten to that point, not at all, it's quite far from it. But I don't want it to get to that place where I'm just as obsessed with fragrance as I was with makeup. So let me just show you. I came across this candle brand called Evermore London, and their candles are just absolutely exquisite. I came across them, they were on sale on Essence, and I bought a few of them. So there's this one, Moon. So it has this black wax, so it just looks so sexy when lit. So I've only lit Moon so far, which is Smoke and Night Rose. And it describes it as notes of delicate rose petals and spicy hints of saffron hover over a rich smoky base of vetiver and cade. So I did get two more. They were on super sale. I couldn't help myself. So Tides is sand and fig trees. What are the notes in this one? A rich composition of wild fig and thyme complemented with cedar for a woody depth. Oof, I haven't lit that one yet, but the cold throw is really nice and the smell is wonderful. And then light is described as sun and wild citrus, infused with notes of bergamot, grapefruit, and petitgrain over a beautiful base of rosewood. I'm telling you, these candles just look and smell stunning, so sophisticated. Each of them have a little script on the back. On this one, light, it says pastel sunbeams suspended in the air. And I'm telling you, when this candle's lit, especially at night, it just looks so beautiful. Really, really sexy candle. It's just this big warm hug in the room with this really luxurious, expensive smelling scent. So I'm really happy to have found those on sale because those are not cheap candles. And I really hope they last a long time too. As for my makeup right now, I'm not really sure where this is going. I also just want to say that, you know, I treat YouTube as a hobby, as a passion. I do it for fun, but I really do want to aim to upload one video a week. And just for this past month, it's been extremely difficult. Just my schedule has been very, very overwhelming. And the reason I bring up my schedule is that when I am overwhelmed, an essential thing for my mental health is trashy reality television. And this week I watched the new episodes of A Perfect Match on Netflix, which is just the epitome of what I love, like the trashiest of trash. And one of the, I don't know, feels a bit far-fetched to call them stars, but one of the people on that show, one of the women, she's French, and she does her eye makeup in a way that just looks so good, and I've been admiring it thinking, why does that look like trash on me, but it looks so good on her, just that very French black smoky eye. So I'm going to try and do it today. That's why I'm going very slowly. I really want to go for that messy, not too deliberate looking black smoky eye. So let's see how we do. I'm curious what makeup looks you have been going for lately. Are you really enjoying a lot of color? Are you playing it more neutral? I noticed that I haven't been using color as much this month. I've been using what's on my eyes right now, the Violet FR To Do U paint. I've been using that a lot just because I love how long lasting it is. So yeah, I've been wearing that and quite a bit of burgundy as well. When I blink like this, it's because I'm gently putting the pencil on the waterline. I feel like that's sort of what I'm going for. I'm just gonna leave that for a second. I feel like I should just go for it and do more black, but I'm just gonna hold off for a bit. Let's balance things out by adding the lip and then see how much we can add to the eye after that. And this is the SISLEY pencil in Beige Natural. And between this one and the Chocolat one, basically the only liners I've been reaching for lately. And going with Dries Van Noten in Ottoman Brown. Let's dab it on. And there we go. There we go, I like that. That's just the Tom Ford lip gloss and in the buff. Yeah, let's go for it with the eyes just a little bit more. Zoomed you in so you can see the madness a little bit. So it is pretty messy, but I want it to have that messy look. Like, I don't want it to look perfect. But I feel like there's also an art to making things look effortless and a bit messy. Same thing with hair, you know, when you have your messy hair look, there's a certain art to it. Okay, so we're leaving the eyes like that for now. I'm just gonna add some of this Decollete blush. Whew, I love this blush. And we'll just go over with this SISLEY blurring powder one more time. Just a light dusting of it. I feel like when I add mascara, it'll all come together. Perhaps I should have added more black, but I'm feeling a little unadventurous to do that on camera right now. I think with mascara and without. Should I have gone heavier with the black? Yeah, see, that's not the look I wanted. So I'm gonna add some black here from Byredo's Fat Noir. And since all these are sparkly, I'm just going to go into this one here. This matte black. This might be a complete disaster, but let's see how we go. Especially since I already have mascara on, should be interesting. That's more what I wanted. Yes. Yeah, that's the smokier look I was wanting. Just needed to be brave. And going with the black. I do want to try this again though, because I feel I didn't do a very good job. Okay, that's closer to what I wanted. It isn't 100% what I wanted. I need to try this again. It's not the favorite look I've ever done, but you know, makeup's all about experimenting, even if it's on camera. I really think I just need to go heavier on the black. I'm just so tentative too, as I feel like it'll look hideous, but I really need to just go big and see what it looks like. So I'll just keep practicing. I'll keep you posted if I manage to pull it off. But I am really happy with the makeup purchase I decided to get this month. I'm going to get daily use out of this. So I am happy to report that I still stuck to my guns in February. I do hope though that I don't have 50 candles to show you in March. And I can just hone it in. I'm not going to buy any more candles. I'm not until I get through these 3. I am on the hunt for a perfume at the moment. I'm really interested in this one called Molecules 1 or Molecule Number 1. My mum told me about it and I've done research on it, and it looks very intriguing. It looks like a very unique sort of fragrance, and I'm really after a very fresh fragrance. And fresh in the sense of the smell of a freshly opened bottle of champagne, like that just sort of, I'll let you know if I find anything. But yeah, the hunt continues. I've been browsing many different perfumes online. It's definitely something that's substituted looking at makeup. But the good thing is that I usually have 1 or maximum 2 perfumes at a time. I don't have many on the go at once. So at least I'm channeling that energy into something where I know I'm not going to buy numerous quantities of it. It's a work in progress. Ultimately, by the end of the year, I hope to just have something else entirely that I can channel my energy into. Usually this energy comes from a place of stress and wanting to just replace that stress with something that feels good. So I think, okay, I'm stressed about whatever. I can zone out, look at some pretty things online or in store, and it just takes me to a happy place. And this isn't to say I want to just completely ruin my love of shopping and having pretty stuff, of course not. But I just want to remove having that as a place of my happy place. I want a different happy place, you know, something that isn't attached so intimately to something that I can find quite addictive. And I do have other things I love doing. You know, I love cooking, and that is a good outlet for me as well. But yeah, I just really want to find something, or find out what is it that I'm chasing, because ultimately I'm never going to be satisfied, right? There is always going to be something to want. There is always going to be something pretty to buy. And I just want to be happy with what I have without thinking, oh, like, what am I gonna get next? And if it's not makeup, then what is it? I do think I've done a lot better, you know? So this month I bought the SISLEY foundation and those 3 candles. And in 1 month, I think that's perfectly okay. But it's more the psychological weight that I am focusing on. I don't want to be thinking about the next thing to get or adding things to my wish list. I just want to be without focusing on, ooh, like, what's the next pretty thing? If you are on a low buy or no buy, I would love to hear how your journey's going, what kind of things you're thinking about, what things you've been tempted by, or if you've noticed anything that you're leaning into that you didn't previously. Maybe there is something you are compensating with, or there is something else that you're fixated on to fill a previous void. I'd love to know. As always, thank you so much for watching. I really enjoy chatting with you, and it really makes my day when I see you comment on my videos. It reminds me that I'm not just talking into the void. I really look forward to chatting with you. Hope you have a beautiful rest of the day or evening wherever you are, and I will catch you next time. Bye.